Important disclaimer and viewer notice. This is an international broadcast intended for a mature audience, 18+. It is designed for global horse racing enthusiasts, particularly those in jurisdictions outside of India. This content may be of special interest to attendees at the live event. Important notice for viewers in India. Please be advised that this content is not intended for your jurisdiction and may conflict with local laws. Please read the following carefully before proceeding. 1. Purpose of this channel: an academic exercise in risk analysis. This live stream is a purely educational and informational broadcast. Our focus is on the academic exploration of handicapping methodologies, statistical data analysis, and the principles of risk assessment. Crucially, our analytical framework does not assess the probability of winning. Instead, our entire focus is on identifying and evaluating the potential for financial loss and the inherent risks associated with each variable. This is an intellectual simulation designed to teach a disciplined, risk-first approach to analyzing the science of horse racing. The live format of this stream is essential to this analytical mission. A spreadsheet alone provides only a static, quantitative snapshot. A complete and rigorous risk assessment requires the inclusion of dynamic, real-time variables. These include qualitative observations from the paddock, the physical condition and behavior of the horses, last-minute changes in weather and ground conditions, and the strategic decisions made by jockeys during the race. Therefore, the use of a live race feed is for the strict purpose of data collection and model validation. It allows us to test our pre-race statistical analysis against the reality of the live event, which is a critical part of the educational process. 2. No betting advice or inducement. A firm policy. This channel does not provide betting tips, financial advice, or picks. The content is not intended to induce, encourage, or promote any form of wagering or participation in online money games, which may be prohibited by your local laws. Any analysis is a theoretical exercise and must not be interpreted as a recommendation to place a bet. 3. Strictly independent, supported by viewers. The host of this channel is fully independent. We have no affiliation, partnership, or financial relationship with any bookmaker, wagering platform, or any other entity in the gaming industry. Our analysis and content are not sponsored or influenced by any outside entity. This channel is made possible through the voluntary support of our viewers via YouTube's official features, Super Chat, etc. All contributions support our educational mission, and our content will always remain free and accessible. 4. Community Code of Conduct. Fostering analytical discussion. We encourage an intelligent discussion focused on the science of racing. Encouraged. Sharing your thoughts and analysis on the race or any horse, focusing on data, strategy, or observed risks. Prohibited. Discussing personal bets, encouraging others to bet, requesting tips, or sharing links to wagering sites. Violation of these rules will result in comment deletion and a potential ban. 5. Viewer responsibility, legal compliance. You, the viewer, are solely responsible for your own actions and for understanding and complying with all laws in your jurisdiction. This channel and its host assume absolutely no liability for any financial losses or legal consequences. By continuing to watch this stream, you acknowledge that you have read, understood, and agree to these terms. You confirm that your purpose for watching is to learn from our methods of live data analysis and the critical study of factors that influence race outcomes.
Good morning. Today is 3rd of December 2025 and we're going to be doing some analytics today here at Caulfield. Now, it's midweek Wednesday and the races are going to be happening on the Heath, Caulfield Heath. I am not sure, but my understanding is Heath is the inner circle. The main track is the one which is the green one, which is the Caulfield track, and Heath is the inner one. The last finishing mile is about 367 meters, and the ground reading today is good. We've got about 8 races here today, but unfortunately, we will only be able to do about 6 of them because I have a planned outage here with my internet connections in my locality here in India. So I'm going to get disconnected, and that's why we will be only able to do the first 6 races. We'll have to avoid the last 2. Because I will not have internet after that, and that's what the plan is. We could have done this, but for that it had to start a little early, but they are late today, and this outage has already been planned by the authorities in my area, so they're going to disconnect the internet lines here in some time, and before that we will have to complete the 6 races that we can do. Welcome to Grandstand, and we do horse racing analytics, and we do that in 2 steps. First, we try and identify the best horses through physics, mathematics, a little bit of understanding of horse racing. And once we have identified the best horses, that's when we take a look at the horses at the paddock when we get the live stream from the paddock or the gates. If we find that all the horses that we have chosen are looking good and good to go with, we wait for the numbers to validate. But if we find that there are better horses at the paddock or there are circumstantial changes, we often highlight those and give it a shout out. That's more or less what we do, and we'll see what's going on with the first race today here at Caulfield. We'll take the odds. 167 has been scratched from the first one. Eight, 10, 3, 5. So that 8 is the favorite. The 8 is the linear. Ideally, here at this track, the problem is the until and unless we are dealing with a benchmark 80 and above, these gates are difficult. Those are difficult gates unless it is benchmark 80 and above. So we even for benchmark 80, what we have seen, 80, 84, we've seen that horses really struggling from the outer gates. Some of the best horses, they struggle at Caulfield from the outer gates. So that's that part of the story. Now the 8 is the favorite, which is the linear. Ideally, I would have liked it a lot more if the jockey assigned was a little better than what we have. So this, let's say we have, let's see, what do we have? So we have 31, 107, and that jockey definitely is not a fit for this. that jockey is definitely not a fit for this. It totally depends on the jockey whether he'll be able to deliver this or not. The horse itself also is quite questionable because there are better horses. The problem is those better horses are from difficult gaits. This is a linear, and the problem is that this horse also is not one of the best horses that can be trusted blindly. So this is the first one. We'll see how it works. If it works rightly, if the horse delivers, let's say the horse delivers, because it has one of the biggest advantage today here, which is gate number 1. It is coming from gate number 1. They are coming from gate number 8. This is a 5-year-old gelding from gate number 6. All those things are there. Now, if the advantage, this one is also falling, so I don't know if that will work. This is a good horse. The 10 is a good one, but the management is about 70% bleeding, and they're coming from the gate number 8. So the primary threat is definitely 10. The primary threat is definitely 10, but there are way too many problems with 10. Firstly, they have a management issue, and secondly, the gate number. So those two are the key problems with this horse. The 3 is a good one, and they almost are identical. These two horses are identical horses. The difference is in the age. This is a 3-year-old gelding. This is a 5-year-old gelding. Both of them are almost the same. On the contrary, the 3 is a little better. If we look at the DICR, then it is 3. Okay, then it is 3, but then again it is coming from gate number 6, and it's a 3-year-old gelding from gate number 1. So the difference here is, for this horse, it is with advantage. For this horse, this is under pressure, and the jockey is a mismatch. So the first one is definitely something that needs to be watched, how this thing goes. 8 is the favorite. There are reasons why it is favorite, but there are reasons why it should be watched only, is because there are too many components here. The 3 is definitely in advantageous position, but it is a 5-year-old. This one is a 3-year-old. Carrying pressure, doesn't have a jockey to handle this. Rest everything is good. If the jockey was a little better than what we have, this guy is probably not the ideal one to ride a pressure horse. But if we take out that jockey equation, then 8 stands good, because rest everything is in trouble. This is a 4-year-old gelding from gate number 9. It has never had a race. Today is the first time it is going to race. Anyway, that is an EW. The 3 is good, but it's a 5-year-old from gate number 6. The 10 is definitely the best of the lot, but 1, it is running neutral. Second, the management problem. Third is the gate number. So 8 fits the bill. But the problem is whether it will deliver with that jock. Is that that's a question, and I don't want to open a day with a jock making a bad decision and not working. It's a chance. Maybe it'll work with the jock. I think it's a conscious decision on the trainer's part to take that jock and put him on a horse like this. So we'll see how that works. 8 should, I mean, if the circumstances stays as what it is right now, 8 stands a chance. But will it win is something that is something that we will see, because these are wide gates and that'll happen. Also, if 8 is the favorite, with that pressure, and 9, 5 and 10 are having a wider gate, then that 4 becomes a check. Okay. Why that 4 becomes a check is because of the jock. It is not gate number 6, it is gate number 5. The horse is not doing great, but it has a jock. Now the EW, this one, the 9 is in a truly bad state. All right, I don't know how far that'll work. It had 8 races, it did not do anything. The 2 had 7 races, it did not do anything. Plus the jockey on 9 is someone who has never raced here. So I don't know how fruitful those horses are going to be. But 4 fits the bill exactly like 8. It is not a great horse. But since the circumstances are like this, that this is from gate number 8, this is from gate number 9, the 5. It's an EW. But then, if those 2 gates fail, then the next is this. So, possibilities are wide. 8 is a chance. There's no surety that 8 will win this. But apparently it has the best chance because it is from gate number 1. The outer gates here at Caulfield doesn't work unless it is benchmark 80 and above. So that's what the only advantage that it has. And we'll see how that works. All right. Right, I'll be back in just a jiffy. I will be back in a jiffy. I need to go to the washroom. I'll be back. We've got 15 minutes to go. I'll take just a jiffy. I'll be back. Lee, bro, welcome back. Give me a couple of minutes, Lee. I'll be back from the washroom. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, Lee. And everybody. Actually, you know, things have been a little weird since last 24 hours. They suddenly announced in my locality that they will be making some changes with the the fiber optics which are underground for the internet cables here at my locality. And since then I had a lot of things to finish, because they're going to take us offline for almost 12 to 14 hours. And because of that, things have been a little weird since last 24 hours. A lot of things that I do had to be finished, and almost had no sleep. So my sincere apologies to everybody for this inconvenience. I wanted to do the entire card, but it looks like if I try to do that, we will get disconnected in the middle and it'll not work. So we'll just do 6 races today, the first 6, and keep our fingers crossed that we do not get disconnected in between. We've got 7 minutes to go for Caulfield Heath. They're showing Mildura. After that, they're going to show Guneda and then Caulfield. Lee, the thing is, if you look at the situation, in that case, the 8 fits the bill, all right? It's a linear from gate number 1. The 8 fits the bill, but it would have been a lot more comfortable if we had a jock who's capable of handling pressure. This guy is not the one to handle pressure. Okay, we have seen this, correct? We have seen this multiple times, that this guy, whenever we get a green guy on an orange pressure line, that becomes dicey. It's a question of chance. It definitely has a chance, but things can go wrong, and things can go wrong because of how the jockey has been handicapped here. So, and rest everything is up, is also a chance. So my thing is, maybe we wait and watch how this thing works at the first, because where things can go wrong is this, that the 8, because if the jockey makes a bad decision, because he's definitely not one of those guys who can move pressure around. Not that it is under a lot of pressure. It is 131 by 107. It's not a lot of pressure. But this guy, what happens, what we have seen is this. Whenever this thing happens, and the horse needs to change the course because it lost the lead, and it has another horse in front of it, and it has to change this, the course and the sequence changes when it changes the course. If that happens, this guy is not meant for this. So ideally what needs to happen is 8 needs to take a lead and run, not look back. If this guy tries anything smart, falls behind, and there's another horse in front of it, it is going to be very difficult for this guy to maneuver this horse because he's not meant for that. This guy is not for pressure line. He is more of an advantage guy. If this guy would have been on any of the horses with advantage, that would have worked remarkably. But here it becomes a little question whether he'll be able to maneuver this horse, and if this horse will not lose the lead. Those are the questions that we can't answer. That will happen when the race unfolds. But is it worth taking a chance? Looking at the scenario, because this one is probably the best one, but it is still a 38 from gate number 8. We have seen at a benchmark 84, a gate number 10 becomes difficult for them to deliver. So that probably is not happening. This one is from gate number 9. It is with a lot of advantage, but it is running for the first time, has a brilliant jock, all that is there. This is a 5-year-old gelding from gate number 6. And this is a 5-year-old gelding from gate number 5 with one of the best jocks here. So what I think is, it's okay to take a chance on this, but that still remains a chance. Things can go wrong. You and I both know how things go. Things can go wrong, but given the situation, I think it's okay to take a chance on this, because the rest everything will be difficult for them.
Hi, Gato. Hello, mate. I'll try and take any defeats today in a little more heroic fashion than our caller there. But look, spring's finally here in Melbourne. So lovely day today. We missed all the spring and we're into summer, so we're just a season behind. The racing today looks good, though.
We're into storm season, dare I say it, and that's your best bet in race number 4, Promising. Excellent winning first up at Kembla Grange in New South Wales.
Don't jinx us, mate. We need all the swim legs in the triathlons. Yeah, look, I thought it was terrific. I actually tipped this horse on top in the last race at Rose Hill on Saturday. They scratched. Obviously, hard to race into this. Terrific return with weight against the boys. Bet of the day there.
And More to Care misses the value play for Gator in race number 5. Matters more pressing. More pressing is the first. And Wolf of Fitzroy Street with the blinkers first time at start 3. You're on top of.
Yeah, look, he was terrific on debut at Echuca. Found trouble early, strong home, tough track to swoop on, and more positive right last time, albeit with a cleaner getaway. Just beaten by 2 that I think are well above average. I like the blinkers going on here. Should be able to quicken a little better. Akara, I think, it's live danger. Certainly a better price. Probably the best run in the race, his last 2. Malak, this every time trot really well. 1600 will suit on debut. And stablemate Jenny Bassett to win races. A competitive start, 8-3-5-10.
Best fact is that horse on screen in the Gately mix on debut. Melik for Williams, Kieran Mars, 650 into 440 laid with the bookmakers. And Kerwin's Bridge number 4, $16 into $12. There's attracting interest at longer odds. They're the only 2 late shorters with bookies. Wolf of Fitzroy Street, the favourite, 210 out to 225. We're on a good 4 with a rail out, 4 on the Heath track. Let's head to the track for the first.
Beautiful summer's day, and we're set for the first twilights. And away they go. Kerwin's Bridge was slow, Malik as well, and Akaro with no early speed drops back to the tail end. And Wolf of Fitzroy Street, one of the first out with Jenny Bassett, and he's invading in the middle. So it's Jenny Bassett who's looking to work across from its wide position on the track, and soon will be taking over from He's Invading, Wolf of Fitzroy Street to get cover. Back on the running rail in third, and Icaro now moves into a midfield position from Kerwin's Bridge. Composite Action is second last and 2 lengths away to Malik. At the top of the track they run with close to 1,200 metres to go, and it's Jenny Bassett. Now that she's found the front, she just tries to anchor the speed a little bit. By 3/4, He's Invading in second. Icaro is third, covering Wolf of Fitzroy Street. The favourite locked away, fourth back on the fence. Composite Action is next, then Kerwin's Bridge, and a length away last the newcomer Malik. They head down the railway side of the track with close to 800 metres to go, and the filly of the field, Jenny Bassett, makes play. Now there's a move though. Icaro centre light early, and via the 600 metres injects some more speed. Now Wolf of Fitzroy Street gets mobile as well and is quickly making tracks toward the middle. He's Invading dropped the bet to 4. Then comes Malik, Kerwin's Bridge, and Composite Action's 3 to 4 lengths away. Race changed early. Jenny Bassett kicking back with Icaro, who's now put under immediate pressure, and soon after Wolf of Fitzroy Street joins in out 3 wide. And they're 3 lengths clear on Malik, who's working home quite well down the middle of the track. It's now Malik moving up very strongly to Wolf of Fitzroy Street. Malik goes to Wolf of Fitzroy Street with 100 to go, and now starts to extend its hands and heels for the newcomer. A nice way to start. By 3
583.
Fitzroy Street, Jenny Bassett, Kerwin's Bridge, Composite Action, He's Invading.
Malik over the top. Craig Williams at 4.30 and $2.50. 4-year-old by St. Jean. Makes a bit of a statement there. Pretty good. Strong through the line, Gator.
No, I really liked that win as well. Loved the trial. Sat back and was just sort of being niggled slightly a long way from home.
Tuna, welcome back, Tuna.
Momentum. When they ran early, they really played into his hands as well. But you still have to be...
So 5, 8, then 3, then 10. So you see how the jockey makes things go wrong. That was the first one. We'll go to the second. It's 1,000 meter. We'll see what's happening with this. Eight and 10 has been scratched. 4, 7, 11 and 2. So with 11, the problem is the same as this one. Okay. Plus, if we compare 11 and 7, then obviously 7 is better. Okay. That's the first thing. Obviously, from these two horses, this is better. There's a issue with the jock. Here it is probably not. It is a good one. It's probably the fourth. No, fifth. Fifth on the right scale. Okay, so that's that. Now let's see what's the 4 is all about. The 4 is the issue with the 4. Okay, the 4 has a fantastic jock. That's good. The problem is that this is going to run neutral. So like here, what we've seen is they came third and fourth. Okay, neutrals generally do not win in general. For neutrals to win, everything else has to go wrong. For neutrals to win, everything else has to go wrong. So the 4 is a neutral. And this would have been a little more convincing if we had a higher FR on this horse, but that's not the scene. So, but yes, it fits through the DICR. All right, it fits through the DICR. Now, I think it is 7. I think it is 7. 11 is difficult. 2 is good, but what we have seen is whenever this guy is here, the largest drift, they generally don't deliver. That's probably a place chance. They don't deliver from here. For them to work, they need to be somewhere here, down here, which is not the case. He's up here. And that is what we have seen going wrong many times. Not once, not twice, many times. The 4 is with a leverage, which is okay. Now the biggest leverages are here, wherein this 9 has 1 race and this 5 has 1 race, and they are like 127 by 400 is 109 by 500. That's a lot. That is a lot. Plus the 5 is also not in its best shape. It is the lowest FR, so I don't think that is a possibility. The 9 comes from gate number 8. It doesn't have the physics to win this, so that is also not a possibility. The 4 is a neutral. Okay, the 6 is the EW. We know how they work, so probably a place, maybe, if we get the right thing. So maybe 4 is the favorite anyway. 3 is again a neutral. The jock has never raced here. 1 is gate number 11, very difficult. Plus that, this is okay. It's within 15%. That's 1400. So that's okay. But gate number 11, the jockey is an issue. 2, generally it doesn't work from there. So the 4 is a very low FR. Okay, it's a very low FR. It has a jock. Now what we have seen here is, though this was a low FR with the best jock, it did not do anything. The 4 just did not do anything. It was way back, because that's how it is. What happened is the 5 won, which was the EW. All right, why? Because of the advantage. And this is like a maiden race, so that happened. So here the 4 is like that. It is going to run neutral, though it is a very good match with the DICR. I mean, this one, the 0-0. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, the 0-0. It is also 31, low pressure. Okay, that's a low pressure. So chances are more with 3. But it is neutral. Running neutral, plus the jock has never raced here. That's that. The best that fits the bill is here, which is number 1, but it is from gate number 11. That is very difficult to believe that it will work. 2 is the other one, which is good, has a jock, a very high FR, but it is the largest drift, and whenever they are here, they kind of backfire. I still haven't been able to figure out why they backfire. It has the body weight, has a jock, very good hand, everything is good, but that is an issue. So the 4 is going to run neutral, plus it doesn't have the right FR. The only one which fits the bill here is probably 7. It is lower in FR. It is lower in the DICR. So definitely 4 is a better horse, but it is not in a shape. So what is the difference between a better horse and not in a shape? So this basically explains the class. Okay, this basically explains the class. The first classy horse is this one. Then comes 2 and 3. The 4th is the 4. Okay. Then there are others. So what might happen? I think it's 7. See, this is very good. The 2 is good. Okay, the 2 is not bad. It's very high in the FR, but it'll run that, and whenever they're here, they fail. This is something that we still have to figure out why that happens. If it was here, I get that, but when it is up here, that will not work. The 11 is a bad jock. The 7 is the right fit, probably. This one falls down and it doesn't have advantage. It is under pressure, which is going to run neutral. Here, this thing worked how is because it had the advantage. It was running PW. That happened, and the neutral did not work. So this probably is not a great idea to go with the 4. Probably is not a great idea to go with the 4. This one is 31, huge, 31, 31, 31. The 3 is good. The 3 is good, but the jockey is not. This jock has never raced here at this track. So, when they are all together, okay, 3, 4, 6, and 9. In that case, definitely the advantage goes to 3 and 6. More to 3 because of the gate, and this is gate number 7, but a lot of advantage. This is going to run neutral, a very, very strong DICR, and this one is less than that. From this, the 4 is better, but it has a lot of advantage. So what the DICR says is one side of the story. What is here is the other side of the story. So why this confusing state is because there are 2 things that needs to be considered. One is, what is the current state of this horse? Is it capable? Does it have the right FR? FR is a dynamic rating system that we do within this sheet. It'll not match with the thing, but we generally get to see how the numbers work. So you need to have a FR, which is the rating system here. Now the rating system differs from the class system. It is not necessary that if you are a high class horse, that also guarantees that you have a fantastic rating. Why it doesn't happen like that is because the horse might have climbed up the class with multiple races. That's possible. But when we look at the rating that they have, that is not equal to what the others have in the present race. And that is what racing is all about. So why data matters is because you need to look at the picture in its entirety. You cannot just go with one horse. You cannot just look at one horse and feel, all right, this horse is going to win. That generally is not the way to do this. The way is this, that you look at the entire situation which is here and then take a business decision whether you want to invest on that proposition or not. It's a business proposition. They have collected a few horses. We have the numbers on the horses and the class on the horses. Now it's a decision that one has to make, looking at the numbers and knowing the risk that Yeah, I know, I understand I'm taking a risk, but it's a risk that I want to take and I want to go. So that's a personal decision. But here in this kind of a situation, what will happen basically is the lower pressures will get advantage. The 3, the 6 definitely, but here it is showing it is worse than that. I mean, the 4 is better, this is not. And up here, the 3 definitely is better than the 4, has a low pressure, but the jockey has never raced here. So these are conditions which are given, okay? These are conditions which are given. So whether you want to go with 3 as a place, it's a question of chance. But if we look at what these 2 horses are, the 4 and the 7, okay, the 4 is a 31 with a 33 by 106, has a class, has a jock, but it is not doing great. On the other hand, the 7 is doing good, has a moderate jockey, but doesn't have the class. And that's the game. I like the 7 more than the 4 for multiple reasons. One, because it doesn't have VFR. Secondly, if we compare all these 4 horses, 3, 4, 6, and 9, then 3 has more advantage than this. The 6 also has more advantage than this. The 4 is going to run neutral. I don't like neutral horses personally because it becomes difficult for them at many stage. I like this 7. We'll see if that works. Good jockey on 5. 5. Yes, good jockey on 5. But that horse is like 21. It is the worst of the line. It is like the worst of the line. We just took a hit here on this guy. The best jock. So I mean, this thing was still advantage. It is a pressure line. The jock is good, but that's a lot of pressure line on this. 28, 5, 5, 5, 5 has raced 9 weeks ago, which actually, which actually is good. 9 weeks is good with 28%, 30% on the leverage. That is very good. The 5, it had the vacation. It has a pressure lineup. There is a jockey. This one is definitely a jockey mismatch. The 9. So I don't know, but you rightly identify the 5. The 5, it's way too much exposure on this horse. Way too much exposure on this horse. I mean, if you like the 5, you probably I mean, firstly, it doesn't have the physics to win this. Secondly, the pressure is huge. It is not doing great. But if you like it, I mean, get a drink. Get a drink, maybe. Some of the biggest problems, I mean, a lot of people think that we are a tipping channel. We don't do tipping. We don't do, tips on horses. This channel doesn't do that. What we do is basically we expose how things might end up and how you are risking it. Rest everything is a personal preference. I mean, here what you get is you understand the exposure that you have. And depending on the exposure, whatever your personal decision to go and, getting involved with this is something that is extremely personal. But here we don't do tipping, we don't do tips in this channel. I share my likings with my friends who are here. Lee is here, Tuna is here. Whenever they ask my preference, I talk about my preferences, that I like this horse. But that's a personal take. That definitely is not a tip. We don't tip. I don't think anybody can tip in horse racing. That's if somebody is promising you a tip, run from that guy. That's not possible. Technically, that is not possible. Nobody can tip. Not with the best of the best number guys. If they're promising to tip, they're making a mistake. You can't tip. At the track, how it'll unfold, nobody knows. The best that can happen is you taking a chance, knowing, with an educated guess. This is an educated guess. Like here, the doubt was the jock, and the jock failed. And this 5, with the advantage, it went through. We have a reason why it went through. We know why it went through. We are not in dark. We are not sitting in dark and dreaming. It's horse racing and we don't know why 5 won. We know why 5 won. 5 had the advantage. Through the handicapping, it had the advantage and it went through. And the 8 was on pressure line with a jock who was not capable. So that did not work. But that is easy when we are looking at it post-race. When you're looking at it before the races, that's when it's an educated guess. Tuna, long time, Tuna. Welcome back. Four. It's a neutral, I think so. Lee. I mean, if you like four, see, you cannot go EW on 4. You cannot go EW on 4 because 4 is the favorite. So what you're left with is either you go with the 4 or you don't. But if your mind is towards going with the 4, then I'd say maybe a little tiny bit. I mean, it should be something like, you know, the kind of money you would, it should be something like, you know, you just wasted something and don't look back. That probably is what is going to happen. I mean, there's a very strong chance that's exactly what is going to happen. There's a very strong chance that's exactly what is going to happen. We'll see how it works. Like these 7, we'll see if that thing. I'm sorry, I like the yeah, this one, the 7.
And 7B will win more races. So look, a 3-year-old benchmark 64 midweeks. They're generally full of up-and-comers. This race no different. 4-2-6-11.
Job done. The favourite with the tab fixed 380 this morning, late 330 to 350 in cap.
6
to beat it. $7 into $4.80. If you're wanting one at longer odds, Brilliant Horizon number 9 for Jake Noonan is $14 into $10. Quick read there, tab from this morning to now. Let's have a look at what's happening very lace with the bookies. 330 to 350 for Job done. Cavalry Girl is the best back everywhere to beat it with a tongue tie on for the first time. 6 into 480 Gator in your mix.
Yeah, I mentioned her as this, perhaps the one they got wrong. Those early markets, $7-8, whatever it was with tab. So she's certainly tied into what I think is the right price. She's my second pick. And as I say, she got the good side of Flemington later. So it's the Peloton race. Pretty smart horse, that. But it's almost the ones in Sydney. And she was only a length of change off. I'm doing 60 kilos against the boys. It's her challenge. But yeah, second pick.
And the top of Eternal Darkness is 14-15.
Dows, welcome back, Dows.
Interest of the last time second. Second.
2.
Yeah, ran into a handy one there. I think in Lavin Jewel. It runs into more handy ones here. His first run this prep was very good for wide run, so one of many I can make a case for.
And specs 2 for Brilliant Horizon and for Victory Tune. And they're locking them away for the second. Here's Animal Zansky.
Job done. They're coming up. Ethan Brown. Chestnut locked away, and Eternal Darkness just backs away from the line. There's a bit of commotion when it was making its approach. But now they're all in, 10 to run. 1,000 metres. Started with the button in hand. Couple was not happy, but now they're off. And Silver Low a little slow from the inside, and the Cavalry Girl jumped well. Cavalry Girl, Hot Whiskers, Eternal Darkness, Deeper, Night Flash back near the running rail is going through. In fact, one off the fence, Spanier holds the fence, and then followed by Job Done, who's 3 off midfield. They're 2 lengths, Brilliant Horizon, Saturn Diva, and then comes Silver Lower and back to last Victory Tune. They approach the corner, close to 600 to go, and Cavalry Girl goes clear. Now 2 lengths on Hot Whiskers. And then comes Eternal Darkness, Deeper. Spaniards looking for a run now, getting through along the inside. They start to turn for Night Flash.
Run, baby!
Spotting Cavalry Girl, still about 6 lengths, and Brilliant Horizon gets the rest. So it's Cavalry Girl, Williams Schaefer
3 lengths, but job done is starting to eat into the margin. Down to 2 lengths. Make that 1. It's coming strongly. Job done. It claims the lead in the shadows and won it.
4.
Job done. Got the job done by a half length on Cavalry Girl, and making ground to the back was Saturn Diva.
4 to 11.
Then Victory 2, followed by Night Flash, Silver Mama, and then a 2 and Hot Whiskers.
Job done for Ethan Brown, pace 360 and $1.70 over the top of Cavalry Girl at 180. Saturn Diva third at $2.30. 9 in for fourth. Job done.
4 to 11.
Yeah, it does exactly that. And then does a good
9.
job too. 3 wide with trail off a good speed. Save
11,
run.
9.
Ethan Brown, geez, timing his rides to perfection. I'm watching that live thinking, gee, 6 lengths is a fair mark.
4. The 2 will not deliver from there. The 4 and the 2, 11. Four, 2, 11. So all the mid leverage guys, all right. This is here, then this one, then 11, and 9 on the higher side is here, which is not that. So 4 to 11. Okay, that happened. 4 to 11. So what happened here is it. So if we look through the leverage now, those were the 2 highest leverage, and this is where the midsection comes. So they were not in a position, and that happened. 7 did not have a leverage. We'll go to the next 1600 meter. I forgot to put up the pole this time. Now I'll do. No scratching. 2, 8, 1, and 3. So 2 is the linear. That fits the bill. 2 fits the bill. This also is reasonable, what they have taken. We usually do that. But the thing is, this thing has no races. It has been there in one race and did not do anything. The advantage is huge on this horse to 8. Plus it is from gate number 8. 3 is where it is there. And that's a little too much, I think. Not work. It fits the bill. It fits the bill if that's how they're going to race, and that's how things are. So what happened here? Okay, so let's understand what happened here. So it went through the DICR exactly, right? It went through the DICR. It was here, then it went to 2. 11 came in third because of the leverage. The jockey was not there. The 7 did not have leverage, plus that jockey was the 5th jock on this. So anyway, moral of the story is this, that the top class, which was here, was from gate number 11, did not do anything. This one, the jockey did not race here, the number 3, so the jockey did not know what to do with that pressure line, so that did not happen. So this went through, then came this. So here, this fits the bill, okay? The top class is this one. The problem is, this is with a leverage. Now, if we look at 1, 5 days ago, it raced 5 days ago, and why they're racing it again is only they know. Plus, it is like these horses, okay, 28, 24, that is happening. So how that will work, I don't know, but the odds are right on 2. Whether 8 will be able to deliver, or it will go to 4, is something that we will see. How things might end up working is, these two are pressure line. 3 is, after 2 weeks, 3 is still reasonable. There is a strong jock on this, but that's a little over expectation. This definitely is better than this, which is raced 2 days ago, 5 days ago. So if this advantage works, and if this thing actually delivers, then it should be 2 and 8. But it is from gate number 8. So if that becomes a hindrance, then it goes then it could go anywhere actually. This is the next 4. That's on top. This 17 neutral. So that 4 is a check. We'll see how that works. Okay. 2 is good. I don't know if those things will work. The 1 raised 5 days ago, so that's not a great idea. The 3 fits the bill here, but it drops here with a pressure line. Has a jock, a little confusing. 2 is okay. 8 is quite questionable because it has just 1 raise. Has a lot of advantage. Through the DICR, it is the worst. I mean, it is the lowest class. Okay. That is not here. The 2 is good. The 1 raised 5 days ago with pressure line up, no jock. The 2 is okay. Then if it falls on 8, it falls on 8. There is a strong chance it might fall on 8. But if it doesn't, because of the gate, then it falls to another advantage, which makes 4 a check, because that's the other advantage, with a very high FR with a very strong gate. So we'll see how that works. Okay. Two, 4. Let's see.
Now shows active. Now shows active. Validity until 2nd Jan 26. 2026. It's active. I think so. I think so because every time it's always on the deal, and I just once I'm in the deal with doctors, in case nothing on occupation will go and deal with progress. I told you, remember it at one. Oh, chicken don't have very much.
Lee. See, these are the two top horses, okay? These two are the two top horses, 2 and 1. The one raced 5 days ago. Anyway, that is the second linear. Doesn't have a jock. That is through the DIs here. But what we are seeing from the first one is they are playing with the DICR only today. That the 5 won with the advantage because of the DICR. This was not. Okay. The 4 won because these two horses were in a dicey situation and they generally do not deliver from there. So that's why that happened and it went through the DICR. Here, I think it is again going to be here. And anyways, the thing is, if we look at these sections, all right, let's forget about this part and let's take a look at these sections. So through the sections, this is unnecessarily under pressure. This is the linear where it has a midsection. All right, they all have a midsection, but this thing is quite capable of taking a little breather within the races. So I think with that jock, it is quite a chance. The one is dicey because it is raced 5 days ago. We'll see how it works. The 2 is okay. And they are kind of playing with the DICR only.
Race number 3, now rider of Poet's Artistry is not quite right, and there's a lot of attention around that.
It's a midweek, so, be very cautious, Lee. It's a midweek. We are dealing with not the best of the best horses. Things are volatile.
Big weekend as well with the Jericho.
Things are volatile. It's not a Saturday racing where we have a set standard. It's a midweek. The 2 fits the bill.
Turns his body, and I could see the one saddlecloth. So Poet's Artistry, the cloud hanging over it ahead of race number 3, a $10 chance. Right, Emily Posman, okay. She whisked away from potential danger pretty quickly. We'll just wait for the confirmation. Hearing this is coming out, Poet's Artistry.
1 is scratched, probably.
50 chance, and the 1 is going to come out. So
1 is scratched, so there's no 1.
We'll just take that word through from the steward's Twitter feed. So confirming it's a late scratching on Vet's advice. And hello, broadcast. 4:51. Okay, thank you, Pitchy. 4:51, it's out. Confirming the 1, Poet's Artistry. Late scratching, ready to go. Eyes back on the start. And they stand patiently now. After that delay, they're off. And Angelos missed the start. Missed it 2 lengths. Mazzoni goes back as well. Chiquito jumped nicely. Signoretti also. And pressing on from the deep is certainly quiet. She'll be much closer today. For the moment, she's 3 off the running rail after 200 metres. Island Boy is 4th. Outside of Helio Sun. Then comes Mazzoni over racing, and Angelos went back to last. So favourite Chiquito is the leader toward the 1,200 metres in the first bend. And the second favourite, certainly quiet's whisked across and now sits at the leader's girth. So they're 1 and 2 heading down the back. From Helio Sun in 3rd, Signoretti is 4th. 2.5 lengths away to Angelos, improving on the inside outside of Island Boy. And Mazzoni's last of the 7 remaining runners as they head towards the top of the track. They've got close to 1,000 metres to go, and it's Chicudo, the even money favourite, just in front, leads by a head, certainly quite. Now here's Mazzoni from the back, wasn't happy with the speed, and is allowed to let rip. And heading down towards the bend, we have a new leader. Mazzoni goes clear, 1.5 lengths almost now. Chicudo certainly quiet. Signoretti is fourth, then followed by Helio Sun, hard ridden back on the fence, and then comes Island Boy, who's now getting mobile around the outside, and Angela starts to slice through. So up to the bend, Mazzoni went by home early, comes back to the field. In fact, it's headed, and Chicudo strode up quickly. Then comes Certainly Quiet, who's under the whip, staying on. Signoretti and Island Boy down the outside from Angelos in behind those runners. So Island Boy, deepest of them, goes up to Chicudo. Signoretti in the middle, Certainly Quiet just whacking away. It's Island Boy, its head in front. Now a neck, now extending hands and heels. Island Boy won it by a half. Chicudo second, Signoretti a close third. Certainly Quiet, not leading far fourth. And then came Helio's son Angelos, and Mazzoni's clocked in last. Poet's Artistry scratched at the barriers.
In its absence, Island Boy with the blinkers removed is paying $7.80 and $2 and over the top. So, looks like it's 4, 2, 5 and 8. Island Boy, too good. Second win comes at start base, Gator.
4-5-2.
Yeah, look, he's done a good job there.
Or 4-2-5. I think 4-2-5 and 8.
Wound up a fair way from home, and that set up the previous race for one off speed. And same story again here. Island Boy just tracked into the race with that mid-race move, and
So what happened is that 8 had the advantage, but it was from gate number 8. So we did not have the time to discuss these sections, but so what we've seen here at this race is this, that the 2 had a breather, but they did not use the breather. The 4 had the breather, and the 4 completely used the breather. The 4 was the last one racing, okay? The 4 was the one which was racing at the end, last. But it had the breather. This one had more breather, but it was from gate number 8, and it got raved. So, and that happened. They did not use the breather, they constantly raved. They constantly raved, and the 4 went through. Go to the next. Three and 5 has been scratched. 6947. Okay, so what's going on here is that the 6 is the favorite. Okay. Now, again, it is like this one. It has the right arrangement, right? Like the 8 had the right arrangement. The 6 has the right arrangement. Why? Because it's a 4-year-old mare from gate number 5, has the highest leverage. The 4 is good, but doesn't have the physics to win. I would personally not go with that kind of a horse. This one is from gate number 10. It's a benchmark 66. That's a very difficult proposition. Plus, it is a 0. This is a horse which is gate number 8. It falls down, but that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is this is a horse with a jock who has no relationship with this horse. So that makes it a very tricky proposition. So the 6 fits the bill, but where it can go wrong. So that's the largest drift. That is the largest drift. Inner. But the other drifts are here. This one. So for this horse, it's a little high, okay? It had to be within 20%. The pressure line is a little high, which essentially means that it is a very unpredictable horse. Which essentially means that profile with that thing is, it says that it's a very unpredictable horse. We have spoken about this the other day. Tuna was here and I explained how this thing works. That's the horse, that's the character, that's the largest inner drift. We have a leverage, we have a jock. We also have 4 weeks of vacation. So all the positive sides are on this horse. The two things that generally goes wrong from here is that pressure with that horse, and secondly that horse present here, like this one, the two, whenever they are here, the drifts, I don't know why they fail. I don't know why they fail, but they do from here. So we have this gentleman here who is like that, but it's a 4-year-old mare. If somebody has a chance, then it is this horse. If somebody has a chance of winning this, then it's probably this guy. It's a 1500 meter. It has the required body weight. It's not the heaviest. That is something that will happen because it is, there are 6-year-old geldings and all those horses are there. So they will be a little heavier than this, but this is a 4-year-old mare. The body weight is okay. Comes within the class. Not the best, not the worst. The 7 definitely is tricky. I don't know whether it'll even run. That's a horse with a jock with no relationship. So that's pretty much it. The 9 is the other second linear, which is here, which is under pressure. So what might happen and where things can go wrong? The odds are, I mean, there's hardly anything that is there to do anything drastically wrong. This one is the EW, which is from gate number 11, 7-year-old gelding. Has the highest advantage, but also is a drop in class. Okay, that's that. The 2 is good, but it is, I mean, out here it is good, but here it is like that. It's 29. It is the worst. The 8 is from gate number 2, is okay up here, but that's a 7-year-old gelding. I don't know how good that idea is. This one is good. It's from gate number 6, low pressure 39, fits the bill. This is okay. The 11. The 10 is again from gate number 9, but good. Okay, so but it's like that. This is like that. So they're not fit of the class. The fit of the class is, like what the odd is. The 6 they have identified. This is gate number 10. So that'll not work. Plus it's a 0. The 4 that they have is good from gate number 3, but it is a 6-year-old gelding. And this is the other lineup, which is here. Now, it has the chance. The arrangement is right. All right. The arrangement is right. and it fits the bill. But two of the major problem is this, that's the pressure line and that is the horse. This horse should have been under 20% here. Should have been under 20% here, but that's not the case. It is at 22, which makes it a little volatile as an instrument. It has the physics, it has everything else. The 7 definitely is a problem. But the best thing is, you know, what doesn't work, it doesn't work. If you have a horse that is not friendly with the jock, that doesn't work. Plus, it is one of the green guys on the orange horse. So that's a mismatch. Can things go wrong? Things can go wrong. And how things can go wrong? So, the 4 is a 6-year-old gelding. It doesn't have the physics. I generally, we've seen this multiple times that without the physics, it's very difficult to win. For the linears, all right? For the linears. Not for the others. For the linears, it is very difficult for them to win. The 6 is not that case. It is a drift, but it has the physics with it. All that is good. That's the youngest. It's a 4-year-old mare. Should not disappoint, but it is a volatile horse. This one is, even if you look at the RaceNet or any of the portals that you're referring to, if you look at the last 10 results, you will see 7, then there's nothing, then it came in first, then it came in 5th, then it came in 2nd, 6th, again 2nd, then nothing, and finally it came in first in the last race at Kim-Lagrange. So it is one of those horses that's probably, like a girlfriend with a lot of tantrums. Whether she'll run and get the job done depends on certain other things that we are not aware of. But the numbers definitely show that it is volatile. And we get to see here, this had to be below 20%. It is more than 20%, which is an uncomfortable zone for me. How uncomfortable is that for you is something that you can take a call. You don't have to believe this number, but you can look at the RaceNet or any of those portals and see how things have happened with that horse. And if you find confidence, then that's that. Honestly, it has the best arrangement. Generally, how does this work? Generally, it works with the linear, all right? The linear has to win, and this will come second. That is how it works. It's either this, or this, or this. 3 of the options: the largest inner, the largest outer, or one of the EWs. In here, the favorite is the largest inner, which ideally is the second place, provided it meets the value here. But now it is the favorite. People think it will win. And honestly, it has the best chances because it is the youngest and from an inner gate. And the rest is what we will get to see. What happens? My uncomfortable zone is this. That's my uncomfortable zone. About the 9. So what is the difference between this horse and the 9? This is a class. This is a hustler. Okay? This is a class. This is a hustler. It's the second linear from gate number 7. Which is a 5-year-old mare with a low pressure. No, this is higher, 71. That's that. I have no confidence on these horses, definitely. They are 7-year-old, 6-year-old, 7-year-old. They're also not in the right shape. The 11 is out of class. The 9 is also out of class. The 10 is the same thing, but has advantage. These two are the same horses, okay? 10 and 9. 10 and 9 are the same horses through the rating system and through the class. They fall in the same class. They have the same rating. The difference is the 10 has advantage from gate number 9 and the 9 has pressure from gate number 7. So we have had one of those things here where we've seen something like that. Anyway, so these two are the same, but this one has advantage. So automatically 10 becomes a check. Why? Because if these two are the same horses, then the advantage will get the priority. But this is also from gate number 9. Confidence is very low, has a jock. So the 10 is a check. This generally they do not win until and unless they have the physics. A linear is very difficult to win. If you do not have the physics on this side, that's difficult. Where things can go wrong, where else can things go wrong? I don't see a lot of things going wrong, apart from if the horse doesn't run itself. If she doesn't run, because that's a volatile space. I'm looking at RaceNet as well. It's that's the only uncomfortable zone, but we will see how it works. That's the only uncomfortable zone. Beaumont 9. There's nothing else, Lee. There is nothing else. Either it's this, and if this fails, then it can go anywhere. Either see, the 7 is a bad idea. It's a horse. The jockey doesn't have the thing with the horse, no experience with the horse, so that's a bad idea. The 4 doesn't have the physics, bad idea. This one is 0, comes from gate number 10, bad idea. 9 drops drastically in class, is the second linear. That's a hustler. I took a chance on a hustler. It just did not work here. It's not the kind of a day, Lee, where you can actually do this taking chances. It's either that or it'll go anywhere. The 10 is a check, by the way. Between 10 and 9, this thing is with advantage, so I don't know. That's that. This is 0, probably bad idea. This is here. For win, this is the age is on its side, the gate is on its side, the leverage is on its side, the jockey is on its side. Everything is on its side. But the only thing that stops me from going with it is this area. And now, who will you go with? These guys are not in a position. Then you have 6-year-olds out of class and all that. The 7 is a horse. 6 fits the bill. Who will come in place? That 10 might. That 10 might. Might. If it's done rightly, then the 10 might. It has a jock with advantage.
Last preparing group class horses. Color Amigo, perhaps the danger looks
Well, the 10 is already there within the odds. Now the 10 is there. 9, 6, 9, 4, 10.
It's a key.
I think they've been listening to us.
She is very capable. 6 for 1.
Storm season best back with a tap, $2.80 this morning, $2.30 currently. Divine Thoughts went up at $3.60, late $3.70.
1 is which one? 1 is this, the gate number 10. 0, 39.
It's been spent $9.50 this morning, $10.
As the class.
$50 very late. Now the key one is 10 fix. The keyest of them all is the favourite and best bet for Gator. Let's have a look at what's happening late for the bookies. Storm Season, $2.50 into $2.30. Best back there as well. Divine Thoughts is $3.63.80 back into $3.50. Nibble for Swift Circle. Nibble for Roguery, number 1. Welcome to the show, $11.15 back into $14. And Brooklyn Boss is 20 into 19. Storm Season, best back everywhere is your best bet. And is the sole last winner, Gator.
Yeah, she's that, and sort of semi-topical. Actually, really glad I've got some hay fever today. It means the sun is out after a long hiatus. But look, her return was terrific with that big weight, and she went up to double figure odds race till Saturday in a better race. We'll never know how she would have gone, but I'll tell you, maybe I'll be a bit more conclusive of this. I'll also get a line on Alvina, who runs around at Roseville Sunday as a reference.
Storm Season sold previous, second up go, pulled up with a slow recovery, 5th behind a good horse in Athanatos at Flemington.
Yeah, she was a beaten favourite that day too, and then went to Mornington, beat all by one, moving out into Adelaide, and was matching motors with Benergy, who's chased Treasure at the moment. So, gee, it's pretty good, strong layered form if you look deep enough.
Here's Adam Wozanski.
As you know, I thought Welcome to the Show had a rough chance, getting to 1,500 for the first time. So here's Storm Season, one of 2 mares in the race. In fact, they dominate the market. Divine Thoughts, the other, the second elect. Roguery locked away. All of its 1,900 metres plus, but it was very good first up. Here's Alternate going up, and Jay Zeal will be the last. Field of 10. Sportsbet fast form over the 1,500 metres. Storm Season, she stands well. Lead taken off and thrown out the back, and they're all in. Starter surveying the line. 1,500 metres, signal through, and there they go. Brooklyn
That was 2.
the jump. Roguery very slow. Roguery missed at 5-6 lengths. Storm Season and Divine Thoughts, the mares got out quickly, and the favourites are going up to be amongst the top couple. And also up there is Alternate. So as they head into the first bend, it's Divine Thoughts working across from Alternate, leading it by 2 lengths to Storm Season. And then comes Brooklyn Boss, a length and a half to Holla Migos, running in 5th. Swift Circle's back on the running rail. Welcome to the show. And then Crown Crusher. Roguery second last, and Jay Zeal went back to last. So second elect, Divine Thoughts is the pilot and heads down the side towards the 1,000 metres. 2 lengths and Alternate. And then comes Storm Season third. Brooklyn Boss back on the running rail. Holla Amigos is 5th. Swift Circle, welcome to the show. Crown Crusher. Roguery second last, and Jay Zeal's back last. Up towards the 600 metres, and doing it well. Divine Thoughts still 2 lengths and Alternate, about to come up the bridle. Now here's Storm Season, starting to get tracks towards the middle, and reel in this leader now, only a length off it. They'll follow by Brooklyn Boss, Holla Amigos, Swift Circle. Welcome to the show to the outside as they come into the straight, close to 300 metres to go. And it's still Divine Thoughts, but Storm Season's only a length away. Alternate beaten, and then Swift Circle making ground down the middle, and welcome to the show out deeper. It's Storm Season moving up to Divine Thoughts, 100 to go. Swift Circle tries to close late, but Storm Season doing enough. Storm Season won it by a neck on Swift Circle.
10, 6-10.
Divine Thoughts and welcome to the show. And they got away several lengths on Alternate. Crown Crusher,
6-10.
who was beaten on the bend, and then a Roguery, and the last in Jay Zeal.
Early double for Ethan Brown. Storm Season goes back to start the campaign. Swift Circle takes ground on
6-10,
the late, and then for third,
7 and
takes
9.
a late dive at the 9, and they're hard to line up because they're wide apart. Storm Season looks talented. Go to 4-year-old mare's third win at start 8.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it'd be her last win. She's done a really good job there.
6-10, 7 and 9. So what happened? It had the thing today. 10 was the one with the advantage. If they're the same, then the advantage will work. Should work, and then they need to be doing the right thing, which was done rightly. It was not raved. It had the breather. They used the breather very nicely. 4 did not have a physics, could not win it. or get into a place the 6 went through, which is good. Then came the 10. 7 was third. And then 9. 9 was raved badly. 9 was raved very badly. It had the breather. They should have used the breather. But they did not. So that's about taking chances. We'll go to the next 5. Seven has been scratched. Two, 6, 8, and 1. Okay, that's one way of looking at it, right? That's the linear. There's a lot of leverage on this horse. That's the favorite. That's one way of looking at it. The second thing is that it is the same sex, same age. There are 3 horses which are like 6-year-old mare. The rest, all of them are 4-year-old mares and 5-year-old mares. They come under the same thing. So now, things get volatile. Things get volatile. Ideally, the 2 should win. It's got the right arrangement again. Like from gate number 3, the class may not be the best jock, but okay, fair enough. Not at least one of those green guys. So it fits the bill. Now, where and how things goes wrong in this kind of a situation. So when it is about same sex, same age, then it has backfired so many times that I've lost count. I've lost count on how many occasions did it backfire. And practically there is no logical reason that we could ever figure out. That's one way of looking at it, okay? That's one way of looking at it, that the 2 is going to win. It's the linear, it is the highest torque, the body weight is okay, we can survive with that. But where it gets tricky is it's a same sex, same age. Now here it is a 40. We have got a 40 here, which is a 6-year-old mare from gate number 9. That's a low pressure horse, okay? But it's a 6-year-old mare. That's a suicidal decision to make on that horse. But it fits the bill, all right? That's that. That is under pressure. But this is not. So that's that. But it's a 6-year-old. All of them are. And they're not like Lady Shenandoah or we are not dealing those horses. It's like Lady Shenandoah or Jenny, the pride of Jenny. No, they're not. So anyways, that 5 is a check anyway. All right, that 5 is a check anyway. That's an EW. So they don't like it. That's a separate issue. It came in 8th 23 weeks ago. So probably good enough reason to avoid. But if we look at the numbers, this possess the threat which is there. Now the question is whether 2 will win or not. It has the arrangement, but it is the same sex, same age, and things have gone wrong multiple times on these races in Victoria. We are in Victoria. We are at Caulfield. So they put these races specifically for everyone to lose. It looks very tempting. But it is the one which is probably bad. Which is probably a bad idea. So generally how it plays, normally when it is like a race like this where you have geldings, horses and all that, then ideally, it's the linear which should win if they have the class along with them. And any of those horses needs to come second or third. The second. These guys, this one, or 6. And 6 was the favorite here. It had the right arrangement. It was 4-year-old mare. But here the advantage was not with the right horses. And the 9 and the 10 were the same horse and 10 went through with the advantage. Here, these two are the same horses, the 4 and the 2. Almost, okay. If we take the class off, then they are similar. This is a hustler, like 9 was the hustler there. Now, this is a low pressure horse, but things can go wrong. I mean, the 9, I like the 9, but the 9, the jock has never raced here. Mr. Kennedy has never raced here. So he definitely doesn't have any clue of the track dimensions. What he will do is a different thing altogether. Plus, it is a class problem with 9. They are like that. It's a bad idea there as well. So 2 ideally fits the bill. But can it go wrong? Yes, it can go wrong. And it has gone wrong too many times. Even last week also, I think, when we were playing one of the races, 2 of the races, I think, were same sex, same age, and it went wrong. So we'll see how it works. I will not recommend anybody to get involved with this. This thing is a trap. It has always been a trap. This thing is a trap. It has always been a trap. There's no way we can figure out anything that is possible in this particular race. And the reasons are immense. So yeah, it looks very tempting. That's the linear. Ideally, it should win. All that is good. But will it win is what we will figure out after the races. And if it doesn't, then we know that this was a trap, and this has been a trap.
Yes, who had no luck at this track and trip last time out.
Yeah, she was in the same race as Egerton, and we were pretty keen on that day, and Egerton covered a bit of ground, didn't quite finish off, it ran quite well. This girl was held up hopelessly behind them, and if you're on, you'll never really know how she would have gone. And she gets them with no weight here, it actually meets Egerton 3 kilos better. So let's keep running, let's see how we go. I think Egerton fitter now with a softer run. Is it certainly a danger? The other two, and those at the top of the betting, both run like an encryption. It's an awful name. And Pick and Mix, who is yet to run a bad race, they're both live hopes. The latter, well, they both have jumped out well, as you expect from fast, short and claws horses, right? I'm taking 9862 that first leg.
Run like encryption, late with the bookies is $3.40, $3.50 into $3.20. Pick and Mix is really soft everywhere, $2.80 out to $4. And then we've got Edgerton, $4.40 into $4, back to $4.20. Written Bly, $6.50 to $7, back into $6. The value play for Gator Mornicare Miss, $14.15 into $11. Cavallo Ramponte, $14.15 back to $14. Even Felita, number 4, is $26 into $18. Miss Swift, 41 into 31. So they're backing just about all of them, except Pick and Mix, which is really soft everywhere.
Yeah, it's interesting. She's obviously first up, Pick and Mix. I thought she's jumping out really well, and on debut, incidentally, she led and she easily beat a horse called Egerton, who of course is here. And they beat the rest of them easily, and she won 2 of her next 3 starts. So market's saying not today, but they don't always get it right. So
it's a field of 8 here. Gator 4 are resuming, and Mornicare Miss obviously will rock hard fit.
Into the pair, back to 1,000, or staying at 1,000. I think it's the key to her, and just getting into no weight. Look, some of these are probably out better than her, but at the weights, you've got a chance.
Favourite here is Run Like an Encryption, a very cheap pickup for just 1,000. As the name suggests, it's by encryption. And it showed talent in a brief career to date.
Yeah, I like the run with Flemington back in June, when on the heels of Salsa Farrow and Soft Low. The latter's run well, very well, behind Street Angel in a good race, a group race at Caulfield for the Carnival. So it's a good line to draw for this girl.
Been a little nibble for the Tommy Written Bly, returning from the break off a third of the Cranbourne jump outs, and then it won a trial here at Caulfield. $6.50 out to $7, back into $6 very late.
Yeah, look, she's a good fresh horse. She wasn't disgraced by a little deep a few runs ago. You can certainly try that for me to some extent. It's a 3 of her 4 fresh runs. She's been in the Clonola, and trial and roll gets a claim.
Further support of longer odds Cavallo Ramponte, $14.15 now into $12 off a forgive run here last time out.
Yeah, look, she doesn't have the upside of a few of these, but on her day, she's still well and truly capable to benchmark 70 grade against her own sex.
So trackside for the 5th to start the quaddy. Here's Adam Olszanski.
Luke Cartwright. For 1,000 metres, it's run well this trip in the past, including track and distance. Start of last campaign, Written Bly. Ultimately, is a bit better 6 furlongs. Here's Miss Swift going up, drawn the middle. On the Sportsbet feed handicap over 1,000 metres with Felita and Ryan Houston. So they're all in. First leg of the quaddy. One of them's not right. Now they're off. Pick and Mix jumped okay. Second half of the field out of the gates. Felita began nicely. Now Pick and Mix is starting to shoot through the pack into second, and then Miss Swift and Mornikia Miss Deep. Run Like an Encryption's down near the running rail, and then comes Edgerton one off, and then Cavallo and Ponte and Fly edges back to the tail end of the field but stays in the full wide line. So Felita away from the fence leads. Pick and Mix is going through, and now is only a head off the front. Miss Swift and Mornikia Miss, they head deeper. Run Like an Encryption follows the fence, just needs an opportunity, and then comes Edgerton, Cavallo and Ponte, and to the outside Ribbon Bly. They go to the straight. Mornikia Miss move up and Run Like an Encryption, squeezing through. Pick and Mix is gone, and then comes Edgerton making ground. It's Mornikia Miss with on the outside Edgerton. Edgerton coming up to Mornikia Miss, but Mornikia Miss too strong. Mornikia Miss, a big moment for Sam Kennedy. Edgerton, Run Like an Encryption, battle on strongly along the fence.
Nine.
Take it away from the rest, several lengths. Back to Miss Swift, and then came Cavallo and Ponte. Pick and Mix went from chocolates to boiled lollies a long way out, and then the last couple, Root and Bly, and also Felita.
Mornikia Miss that only play for Gator salutes to start the quaddie. 8 will run second ahead of 6. It'll be 9, 8, 6 and 5. Big moment for Sam Kennedy. Decent moment for David Goatley too.
9, 8, 6 and 5.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's a great didn't panic though. You know, Caulfield Sprints is only the one.
See that 9, okay? Zeros generally don't win, but there was absolutely nothing that we could have done with this, because we had this thing on our face, but the jockey has never raced here, so going with that is bad. 9, 8, 6 and 5. 9, 8, 6 and 5. The 2 was nowhere. The 6 came in third. But this thing is prone to go wrong. This thing is prone to go wrong. This thing is prone to go wrong. There's nothing doing. This was a drop in class. How will you take a chance on such a volatile horse where the jockey has never raced here? It's a drop in class. The class doesn't match, but that's more or less enough to stay out of this, but that is the reason it won. I had a thing on that. I really liked that 9, but it was no way I could go with this. There's no logical explanation that I can suggest this, or the jockey has never raced here. It's a drop in class. The class definitely is bad. We'll go to the next. 6. 11, 12, 6 and 8. So the 11 is the favorite. It is the linear, okay? But it's a benchmark 66. That's from gate number 10. That's a difficult job. That is a difficult job because that generally, the 10 is just the borderline. 10 is just the borderline. It needs to be within 1 to 10, but 10 is just the borderline. This is the best hand here. So they kind of are good in doing whatever they do. That's the linear. It's there, but so what has happened here at this particular track earlier? We have seen benchmark 80 traveling from gate number 11, and it won. It was the favorite, but it won with great difficulty. And I was literally, I did not know what to basically talk about during the race, because it won by a nose hair. That was a benchmark 80 from gate number 11. This is a benchmark 66 from gate number 10. The hand is good. The top horses which are there, like these horses, okay, they kind of are tricky. This is a 6-year-old, 7-year-old. This one is a 10-year-old from gate number 14. That's not happening. Here is another one from gate number 15. This one is from gate number 11. The one which actually can knock it out, the one which actually can knock this thing out is probably 8. It matches with everything, but the problem is that the jock has never raced here. We just saw that thing happening here. The jock never raced here on 1,000 meter. He just went through flying. But it is not a same sex, same age. That's where we had the advantage. But here, if these two are same sex, same age, then there's a lot of advantage on 8. Okay. This one is a linear. This from gate number 10. This is not a linear with an advantage, has required leverage. So that's that. 11 is I have nothing against 11. 11 is probably, if we look around. So 12 is from gate number 12. That is a bad idea in itself. So the way I think it might do is so the advantages are with very tricky horses. Okay, up till here it's all tricky. I'll tell you why. Okay, so the 3 is a 6-year-old. The 3 is a 6-year-old. The 5 is a 7-year-old. 1 is a 10-year-old from gate number 14. 8 doesn't have a jock. I mean, the jock is new. The 6 falls, not exactly fall, but yeah, so what $750 to 1,200. 1,200 will require we want to win, but this is not happening. That's a 10-year-old. This is That 9 probably is there in the game if done rightly. It cannot win. Winning chances are very slim because it's a neutral. But this is gate number 12. The 12 is from gate number 12. That's a very bad idea. The ones which actually has the advantage up till here are bad idea. They are extremely bad idea. But that 3 has a portfolio which is very strong, a very strong portfolio. It has been into league races, group 1 races and all that. Has the class and all that. Obviously it'll have the class. So that's that, and that is from gate number 9. Difficult to believe. Gate number 10. 6 and 8. This is okay. 39. Nine. 4. 39. 4. 36. 4. 2. That 9 is a check. It's again a very risky proposition. Why? Because it's a linear. We have the physics on this, so that side is safe. Has a jock, has a pressure. The jock is a dedicated jock, so that makes pretty much things a lot more comfortable. What is uncomfortable is the gate number 10 for benchmark 66. That's a very, very dicey gate. That's very wide for benchmark 66. But let's say if that happens, then it happens. So about 8 and 6, okay? About 8 and 6, I definitely like the 8. It is a 4-year-old mare from gate number 8, but it doesn't have the jock. The jock has never raced here. The 6 definitely has the class, but how it'll work is a very far-fetched thing. Has the gates, all that is there. So it's a hope that the 11 will win. A lot of people are hoping that the 11 will win, and it's actually a kind of a hope which has a lot of hope. I mean, it's not a hopeless hope. It's possible. It's possible if done rightly, because it has a... Hold on one second. Sorry. It doesn't have a breather. It doesn't have a breather, so it needs to just run. Now, what is the difference of having a breather and not having a breather? So what is breather basically? So when it is anything, any track with a bend, from the gates to the bend, from the gates to the bend within the within the 600-meter marker. Each and every horse has some breather. Breather as in you can take the horse and, lose the pace for a while. And then when you are at the last bend, you press the horse and then it'll do its magic. So, but in order to do that, you need to have breather. Like here, the 9 had a breather. It was far back, but it had a breather. That was like the jock did not race here, and it was very difficult to talk about this horse. But we knew that this thing is supposed to go wrong. It always does. Out here, this thing is the only horse which doesn't have a breather. Rest, everybody has a breather. That means you cannot lose the pace on this horse. It needs to lead. And from gate number 10, that is the strategy. That is exactly how you have to play. You have to lead from the gates, take the lead, don't look back, and end the race. But in the bargain, what will happen is there is a 100% chance that this will go out of breath. It'll go out of gas. Because it is not, one of those high-rated horses which can take those kind of pressure. We have seen who doing that. We have seen Jenny, Pride of Jenny, doing that in Flemington a few days ago. But this is not Pride of Jenny. This is just another horse, and it is like that. So there's a strong chance that it might just go out of breath, out of gas. Because that's the only strategy. It doesn't have a breather. You lose the horse's tempo and you are up and gone. So in that case, what might happen is very difficult to assume. But that 9 probably is there with a low pressure. It's a neutral horse. I don't know how good that will be, but that is through the DICR. It is like this one, the 8. Okay, the 8 has better arrangement. It is from gate number 2, but the jockey has never raced here, and there's nothing that I can actually. Nobody can do anything about that. The jockey has not been to this track. So that is that. But that's 8, which is like that, and that's 9, which is the same class. Okay? And they are also a good hand. That's a low pressure horse. So either that wins without looking back, and it wins no questions asked. Either that happens, or from gate number 10 it'll lose gas, because there is no other strategy on this horse. There's no other strategy. It's a tricky one. We'll see how that works.
Hey, very good afternoon to you, buddy. Miss Altair is the one we're cheering here, third up for the team, Hayes.
Yeah, good afternoon to you, mate. Looking forward to the last couple of races here. This is a tough assignment, and the betting's having a bit of trouble sorting it out as well, as you've said. Grinzing a pod, the one they've come for fresh. Certainly my numbers. I'm going to go with myself here as your reference there. Look, she's been solid, both runs back. She's very genuine. She'll form around Miss Lulu. Yes, Lulu is here in the Magic Millions race at this track back in December. From that draw with the claim, she'll get a good run, and it won't need to be a star. Untapped has come back well. I thought the effort first up behind Bob Glad and Co was good. The Quinella there probably had same softer runs. Bob Glad's since run well again, so he's certainly a big danger. Hustle and Heels beat all bar one last start. That's your two vein. That horse is unbeaten and goes around at Ballarat on Saturday, subject to the likely 700 scratchings. They're Grinzy and Pod certainly in everything. Always tries, well, she's done very well again this prep, and she's proven fresh. So they're the main four for me, 8, 6, 11, 12.
Opponents, if you scan that QR code on screen, Gate, I've also added up a same race multi for us. Miss Altair top 2 and Untapped top 4.
Yeah, so just trying to identify the race that was sort of wide open to a little bit of value going. And Miss Altair, she is genuine, so she won't let us down through lack of effort. She'll need good running. That's for a good run in transit, which she'll eventually lack at the right time, is where I said it, but that sense. And Untapped horses come back well as a foot. Another one is drawn well.
Set to Caulfield. This is the second leg of the quaddy.
He goes up, blinkers back on him again. For Hustle and Heels, there by Bella Spree. She's got tactical speed. Interesting to see what they do with Miss Altair, who hasn't been stepping that quickly away this prep, and hence has been getting back in her races, but some of the better performances last prep were when she was able to control, including a victory at Mooney Valley in a narrow defeat here, track at distance last prep. And Corey Bay goes in. Here's Grinzinger Pod, who has to overcome a wide alley. The widest though. Last Marauder has that honour after drawing the outside gate. They're all in. Sportsbet's same race multi-handicap over the 1200 metres. And the gates spring open, they're away. Miss Altair from the inside jumped okay. And Mass Marauder from out wide began well, and Brand Jam through the middle showing speed. And there's Miss Altair starting to rail up. So these are the leading three from Hustle and Heels, who's still 3 away from the fence. And Dollar Chaser throwing its head around in the middle. Untapped 6 back on the running rail. And they're followed by Just up those runners, Zorro's Flight and Grinzinger Pod is deep midfield. Gundaroo gets back, and Corey Bay and 2.5 lengths to Russian Ronnie. So Miss Altair goes through along the running rail to take a narrow lead from Brand Jam. And then comes Mars Marauder 3 wide the trip. 2 lengths to Untapped. Dollar Chaser travelling better now. Hustle and Heels and Grinzinger Pod, they're both coming to the middle together. And then Zorro's Flight and Corey Bay held up. And then Gundaroo and to the outside Russian Ronnie into the straight. 2.50 to go. Mars Marauder went to the front, but Grinzinger Pod's after it. Hustle and Heels is gone. And then comes Untapped to the inside. And Dollar Chaser's squeezing through. So across the track, Gundaroo chances well on the fence. Gundaroo has sprinted quickly, and Gundaroo went through to win at $61. Would you believe Gundaroo has beaten Untapped, Grinzinger Pod and Dollar Chaser, Mars Marauder, and they were followed by Zorro's
15.
And then came Brand Jam. Towards the back was Russian Ronnie, Miss Altair, and Hustle and Heels not at her best. She was tailed off.
For Fancy, it'll be 6 over 12 for the minor position, but it's the 15 Gundaroo, and Gady, you said tricky race, and ran accordingly, $61 winner.
Yeah, no, I didn't even.
$15. That's 7-year-old from gate number 3. Very bad. Anyway, that is it. That is it. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it. Today at this track we had 8 races. There are 2 more races that will happen, but unfortunately my internet connection will not be there in few minutes to do the races. They are doing some repairs in my area with the fiber optics. That's why we'll have to wrap it up today here. But I'm going to be racing back again on Saturday. And if you have a little time, please come back and join me. We will do a little chit chat and try to have some fun here. And I want to thank everybody who's been watching this stream from anywhere in the world. And thank you so much for being there, my friend. Dow's, thank you so much for being there, my friend. Lee, thank you so much for being there, my friend. Tune